Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé. I've changed my mind. I don't think Michael Ilesanmi should return to the franchise despite public demand. While many fans may be eagerly awaiting Michael Ilesanmi from 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, to return to the franchise, I don't believe he should make a comeback. He initially met Angela Deem through Facebook, and after dating online for some time, they eventually met in person in Nigeria. Although I enjoyed Angela and Michael's first meeting on the show, they quickly became one of the worst couples in the franchise, in my opinion. Michael's actions, such as cheating on Angela, resulted in trust issues in their relationship. I was disheartened to witness Angela continuously giving Michael chances even after he repeatedly showed that he was untrustworthy. Over the years, I learned about Michael's infidelities as he flirted with other women online. I thought Angela would finally end the relationship when she discovered Michael's questionable WhatsApp visa group and secret funds. However, she still forgave him and brought him to the United States on a spousal visa. However, Michael lived with her for merely 3 months before unexpectedly leaving her home. He has since settled in Texas, while Angela is trying to have him deported. Now that Michael is single, many fans have been anticipating his comeback for 90-Day. The single life in search of true love after a tumultuous relationship with Angela that lasted over 7 years. I believe that both Angela and Michael deserve to find happiness after their separation. However, I don't think Michael, a man with a questionable character, should be featured on reality TV again. His lack of integrity and accountability have been repeatedly seen in different spin-offs, making it unenjoyable for me to watch him return to the franchise again. I believe in unconditional love despite some questionable relationships in the 90-Day Fiancé franchise. While couples like Alexei and Loren Bravarnik, Omar Albacour and Avery Mills, and Sam Wilson and Citra Harani have shown true love, it's evident that Michael never truly loved Angela. His actions over the past 7 years indicate that he was only using her to get to the United States. I agree that Angela's verbally abusive behavior towards Michael was out of line. Still, I believe he stayed quiet because his ultimate goal was to gain entry into America and then leave her. She is usually accused of being abusive, while Michael's deceitful behavior and infidelity frequently go unnoticed. However, I choose to judge Michael based on his actions rather than Angela's behavior. Considering his consistent dishonesty and manipulative tactics to secure a visa to come to America, I'm not interested in watching his love story play out on the show. I wish him well, but I have no desire to spend my valuable time watching him potentially find true love after mistreating Angela for so long. I'm not the only one who finds Michael to be problematic. Even the franchise 90-Day Fiancé producers allegedly consider him a troublemaker and aren't interested in hiring him again, especially without Angela involved. According to an Instagram post from @Kiki_Ankabits, Angela claimed that Michael won't be going on a spin-off due to his troublesome behavior. She mentioned that her former husband wouldn't be returning to the franchise because he is seen as a troublemaker. I agree with Angela when she mentioned that producers seek drama, but don't want trouble like Michael. Michael and Angela have been featured in different 90-Day Fiancé spin-offs and have been on TV for over 6 years. However, I think they continue to be asked back to the show because Angela has the ability to capture and hold the audience's attention. Her mercurial personality makes the show very captivating. On the other hand, Michael lacks a loud and dramatic personality that could create intense moments. In my opinion, he is more introverted and tends to avoid conflict and confrontation. Unlike Angela, Michael hasn't had many memorable lines or moments during his 6 years on reality TV. I was truly saddened when he left Angela only 3 months after coming to the United States. He shows no interest in reconciling with her or giving their relationship another chance. He even hid money from her and was involved in a questionable visa group. Despite ending things with Angela, I have observed that Michael is interested in being on TV. He hasn't yet found a steady job and seems to be using his newfound fame as a means to gain attention. Every other day, I hear his name in a new scandal. A few months ago, he was accused of sleeping with a married woman. In July 2024, he was also allegedly involved in a car accident and reportedly admitted it was his fault. These reports suggest that leaving Angela was his plan all along, using her aggressive attitude as an excuse to exit the relationship. Recently, @90-Day Fiancé Update, shared a screenshot of a direct message they received claiming that Michael is in a love entanglement. Michael, who is still legally married to Angela, reportedly cheated on her and got his side piece pregnant. After learning of this rumor, I'm no longer interested in watching Michael on the show. The 90-Day Fiancé. Happily ever after? Alam doesn't appear to be searching for love, but rather seems to be interested in having an anchor baby in the 90-Day Fiancé franchise. Few names spark as much heated discussion as Michael Ilesanmi. For nearly a decade, fans have watched his roller coaster relationship with Angela Deem unfold on television, captivating viewers with its blend of cultural clashes, fiery arguments, and tearful reconciliations. For a long time, I was firmly in the camp of those who thought Michael deserved another shot at the franchise, this time free from Angela's shadow. But after reflecting on the bigger picture, I've changed my mind. Despite the overwhelming demand from viewers, I don't think Michael should return to 90-Day Fiancé. At first glance, Michael's absence from the show feels like a missed opportunity. After all, he's a fan favorite who often received sympathy from audiences who saw him as Angela's long-suffering partner. For years, viewers believed he was controlled, insulted, and belittled on camera while trying to balance the dream of life in America with the reality of being tethered to a volatile partner. When he finally gained the courage to separate himself from Angela and eventually made his way to the US, many saw this as the chance for a fresh start, a moment where Michael could finally build his own narrative. But the truth is, reality television has a way of trapping its stars in endless loops of recycled storylines. For Michael, returning to 90-Day Fiancé would likely mean the same tired arc, a new romance, possibly rushed for the cameras, tension with Angela lingering in the background, and an edited portrayal that highlights drama over genuine growth. He's already spent years being typecast as Angela's husband. If he came back, there's little reason to believe the producers would let him break free of that image. Another major concern is the emotional toll. Viewers often underestimate the mental strain that comes with being on a reality TV show. Michael has lived under public scrutiny since his first appearance, and while fans cheered for him, the constant exposure hasn't always been kind. Angela's outbursts became meme-worthy moments, but for Michael, they represented real arguments, real disrespect, and real strain on his well-being. To put him back in that spotlight, where producers would inevitably stir up drama to keep ratings high, feels less like giving him an opportunity and more like exploiting him again. Then there's the issue of timing. Michael has only just started adjusting to life in the US after years of immigration struggles. Instead of jumping back into filming, it seems wiser for him to prioritize settling into his new reality. He has the chance to build a career, find stability, and live without cameras capturing his every misstep. A return to the franchise would throw him back into chaos, likely making it harder to truly integrate into a new country and culture. It's one thing to be an immigrant finding your footing. It's another to do it while fans dissect every detail of your choices online. And let's not forget how unforgiving the 90-Day Fiancé fanbase can be. Right now, Michael enjoys the sympathy of many viewers, who see him as the underdog who endured years of mistreatment. But that goodwill might vanish quickly if fans don't like the way his new storyline plays out. If Michael starts dating someone younger, for example, or makes a mistake in a new relationship, the same audience demanding his return could just as easily turn against him. Reality TV loves to build people up only to tear them down, and Michael deserves better than to be the next casualty of that cycle. Another layer to consider is that the franchise itself has evolved. In the early seasons, 90-Day Fiancé was more about cultural exploration and the genuine challenges of long-distance love. Now, the focus is increasingly on drama, fights, and explosive moments designed to go viral. Michael's story, if told authentically, could be moving, but that's not the show's style anymore. If he came back, producers would likely push him toward conflicts, messy romances, or even scripted-seeming confrontations with Angela. That's not growth. That's entertainment at his expense. There's also a question of dignity. Michael fought for years to come to the US, enduring visa denials, setbacks, and years of long-distance limbo. Now that he's here, does it really make sense for his first priority to be filming another reality show? Wouldn't it be more meaningful if he used this new chapter to write his own story outside the franchise? Michael has a chance to be more than just Angela's ex-husband, or the guy from 90-Day Fiancé. He could start a business, pursue education, or simply live his life without millions of people weighing in on his every decision. Public demand is powerful, of course. Fans love familiar faces, and Michael has become one of the most recognizable in the franchise. But popularity doesn't always align with what's best for the individual. We've seen other 90-Day stars come back for spin-offs only to regret it later. The cycle of fame and criticism is brutal, and once you step back into it, it's hard to escape. When I look at Michael's journey, I see someone who's already given enough to the franchise. He's entertained fans, endured humiliations, and provided years of memorable television. But now, I believe he deserves the chance to step away. Returning to the show might satisfy fan curiosity, but it risks trapping him in the same unhealthy cycle that's defined his storyline for far too long. So while I once believed Michael's return would be a triumph, a chance for redemption and reinvention, I've changed my mind. It wouldn't be a fresh start. It would be a rerun. The most empowering move for Michael isn't to go back to 90 Day Fiancé. It's to move forward without it. In the end, the franchise thrives on chaos, but real life is about growth. Michael has already given us his story on reality TV. Now it's time for him to live a new one off camera, where he can finally be defined not by drama, but by his own choices.